Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Planetarium show. My name is Jessica. I am the director of the Planetarium, and with me tonight is one of our students, who I will let say hi and introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie. I'm a UMD student and planetarium staff member, and I am a biochemistry major at UMD.
So tonight's show is our monthly edition of Ask an Astronomer, which means we are here to answer your questions. I know we posed the prompt earlier today in a post, and I didn't see any questions come through. Let's see. We just got one from my mom. Hi, Mom. What are Percy and Jenny up to now? Okay. Well, do you want to tell your little thing real quick?
Yeah, I
And then,
will. I'm not quite sure what the current findings are like for Perseverance, but I stumbled across a very interesting article today that was a great reminder to me and everybody else that we really need to read through the news articles we're seeing and make sure we're getting the full story. So from space.com, I found an article today and the title was Mars rover Perseverance spots shiny silver litter on the red planet. And of course, I got really excited about this because I love Mars. So I said, oh, something is silver and shiny. Ooh. And I completely skipped over the litter part. So Perseverance recently took a picture of some space garbage that probably came from Perseverance landing on Mars or even the other spacecraft. So if you do happen to Google the picture itself, it's just like a shiny silver, looks like maybe sheet of metal or something. And no, it's not from aliens on Mars. Unfortunately, it's not native to Mars. And it was spotted in the Jezero crater where Perseverance is now. So unfortunately, we really need to remember to read our headlines and make sure that we are getting the full story of the articles we see online.
so I do have a Ingenuity update. It starts out kind of a sad one. It has had one of its sensors has started failing, which is to be expected. When they landed on Mars, it was summer, I believe. But now it's starting to go into winter on Mars, which is getting really, really cold at nights. And so these extreme temperature swings have actually caused one of Ingenuity's sensors to fail. And it's a sensor that helps it kind of take, become aware of kind of where it's positioned before it takes off so it can know how to take off and how to orient itself. But they, as with a lot of the electronics and things, there is redundancy built into the system. So other systems appear to be able to complete these tasks. In fact, it just had its 29th successful flight after the sensor failed. So yeah, Jenny is not like in the winter. And we'll see how much longer it's able to survive because it wasn't really designed for these extreme temperature swings because we didn't know if it was going to work or how long it was going to work. So yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on her and see what's going on. Let's see. How long are your days? Ooh, yeah. So here, further up north, we our summer days are very long. I want to say 17 or 18 hours. Does that sound about right?
I think so.
I can, like, I have my astronomy classes do this as an assignment, so, like, I should remember, but also I'm just not in teaching mode right now. um, so yeah, it's somewhere around 17 or 18. So, which is just crazy to me. Well, here, I can go. Okay. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions yet. So I guess I do have one other bit of news because, I always got to do my James Webb update. We're very excited for its first science release, which is happening on July 12th. But they did just come out and say that the mirrors have been hit by some micrometeorites, which I know sounds scary and sad right up front, but honestly, it is completely expected. It was designed with that in mind, knowing that it is going to be hit by micrometeorites. So micrometeorites are these essentially grains of sand in space, and space is littered with these things. And so any space telescope or spacecraft at all is designed understanding that this stuff is out there and that it's going to get hit. So it's been hit a few times by these. Most of them were within kind of what was expected, especially given the time frame that it's been up and open. One of them was a little bit bigger than they anticipated, but everything is still doing fine. Nothing is messed up. The mirrors are fine. Everything is still operating, honestly, even better than expected. So, yeah, that's just part of living in space. You're gonna get hit by space debris, and James Webb has started that. But everything is still on track for the July 12th, and I'm so excited.
I saw some people who are like space influencers on Instagram make their posts saying that they get to be a part of the like special like media press release about the pictures, and I'm so jealous. Like
So I
I would love to be like that.
I will say, NASA did actually put out an application for locations to become a part of that and to host events for the first release. Because we are so low on staff this summer, I decided it wasn't in our best. It wasn't something we were going to be able to easily do. Um, but we are still going to at least do the Wednesday, that stream. We're going to talk all about it. So yeah, I'm a little sad over that, but we don't have the staff to run a big event this summer, so but it'll still be cool. All right. Well, let's see, another call for any other questions to come in. Let's see if I have anything else that we can talk about. Oh, we just had a coronal mass ejection from the sun, which sounds also terrifying, but that means we have a wonderful chance for auroras over the next couple days. So definitely check out our all sky camera, which there's a link to it in the video description, if you want to see what the night sky is going to look like over the next couple nights, because we definitely have an increased chance for auroras. And if you want to know more about aurora, we're actually doing a show about it next week. What they are, what causes them, and all that fun stuff. Are you near the Darling Observatory, St. No. No, we are not. I actually don't know that one.
This was not a long time ago, but earlier June, maybe before our last Ask an Astronomer. And it was on the Planetarium Instagram page, that scientists from, I think it's the University of Florida, Miami, I believe. I know they do a lot of astrobiology related stuff. Some scientists successfully grew plants in lunar regolith. So like basically like a type of like lunar soil. And that's really exciting because that's totally the stuff that we're going to have to know for future like missions to the moon, for the Artemis missions coming up. And also like it's great to know that, you know, plants can also survive in like what is considered harsh conditions, not the vacuum of space, but lunar regolith is still, you know, not as fertile as the soil that we have on Earth that has, different types of organic matter. So that's super exciting for me. And it's really interesting to know that that type of research is going on right now, and is flourishing in preparation for future missions. So if you would like that, NASA has awesome articles. And check out our Instagram post that was posted, I believe, last Friday too, for more information on that.
That's so cool. I'm shocked they're able to grow anything in
I know,
our
yeah.
soil.
And I don't know how successfully the plants grew after they sprouted, because I think that'd definitely be something that would be like how long can a plant survive in that type of soil? But just the fact that they were able to, have a plant at least sprout, that's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, going back to this question, it was asking if we're near the Darling Observatory, St. Louis. So I I don't know if there is a Darling Observatory in like the city St. Louis, but Duluth did used to have an observatory, which I believe was the Darling Observatory because it was the Darling Telescope. It is no longer up or operational. It has been torn down. That was in the I would say early 1900s. Um, but the original telescope is actually in the planetarium's atrium. So we have the telescope that was in that observatory. So that I don't know if that's the one you were talking about, but yes, we did have. I always forget the name of it because it's like the Darling Telescope, but I don't think about Darling Observatory. I just know that it was on Observatory Hill because it makes sense. It was the hill that the observatory was on. So, no, we do not currently have an observatory in Duluth, although the physics department at UMD is working very hard to try and get an observatory on campus. So we have some promising leads, but that's about all I can say for that right now. All right. Oh, did you see the news about the Europa Clipper spacecraft?
I think I heard something about it, but I didn't get to read the full article.
Yeah, so the spacecraft itself has arrived at JPL, and they're going to start putting the instruments in it.
That is
So
super cool.
everything seems to be
Awesome.
on track and on time. So the Europa Clipper is a spacecraft that's going to go and orbit Jupiter's moon Europa, which has, we believe, a giant ocean under its icy crust and is one of the places we think is most likely to harbor life elsewhere in our solar system. So the Europa Clipper is going to orbit the moon and get more information for us so that we can learn more about that ocean, if it's there, what it's like, find some good landing spots for future missions to actually land and explore, and also look for any like plumes, like eruptions from below the surface that might be jetting out some of that water. And then the spacecraft could like fly through that and analyze it, which could be a way for us to study the ocean without actually having to drill down and get to the ocean. So it's seems to be on track. Like I said, it's arrived at JPL. Instruments are being put in it, and everything seems good for its arrival at Europa in the early 2030s. So we'll see. I just gotta know. I gotta know that there are alien fish.
Yeah, I think that that is just really exciting, for me especially too, because like if we at least know that there could be like volcanic activity and an ocean together, that is very similar to like what life is like at like the bottom of our deep seas and deep oceans that have volcanic activity too. And we just have like sometimes it's so easy to think of life as like green giant aliens living in like a lush tropical forest, but really aliens are like little tiny tardigrades, maybe at the bottom of the Europa's ocean. So that's super exciting for anyone who's like interested in that field. And that would be such a development too. But like part of me is a little bit like nervous because I don't want anything from Europa to come back to Earth without like being quarantined and sanitized, because I think that that could be a like super sci-fi alien horror story too.
I don't think there's any plans to bring anything back. At
That's
least
good
not
for right
yet.
now. I feel like we should have a really solid plan in case we bring back like some super weird alien. I
I
would like
mean,
to not have
isn't
another
that
pandemic.
how everything starts, right? They avoid, or they go against protocol and let these things in, and then it's your horror movie. Like, just don't do it. Just be smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Do any other countries have their own space telescopes, and do we exchange images with them? Well, I know for sure that the European Space Agency has quite a few. And yes, pretty much all of theirs, just like NASA's, the data is publicly released. So anyone can get to it. Usually, the way these work is you have teams who get like priority. So they get the data first and get a chance to do science with them and find discoveries or whatever. And then after a while, all of the data is then publicly released so that everyone can have a chance at it. So that's how the European Space Agency, how all of their space telescopes work. I want to say like China just launched one. I don't remember. I should. I should know.
I think you're right about that. I think I might have saw another recent article about a development like that.
Because I think I saw something about SpaceX just launched like a Chinese space telescope or something. It might have just been a satellite. Um, so yeah, if I know some like others, yeah, Chandra is ESO. Yeah. So the European Space Agency is the one that we primarily work with, and that's the one I know the best. Um, let's see here. Um, USSR, back when it existed, had a lot at the beginning. Um, JAXA, yeah, the Japanese space agency also has some. So yeah, but a lot of these are also collaborative. Um, so like there's quite a few that's like NASA, JAXA, and ESA, the European Space Agency, all working together. Um, so yeah, that's mainly what I'm seeing. But
Jessica, did you happen to see the moon last night?
a little, it was mostly blocked by clouds though when I got to see it.
Oh, it was really pretty. I got to see it. It was a little bit cloudy here, but not super cloudy, and it was really awesome.
It
But I
was
saw that
our super moon last night.
I saw that some of the live streams that were like planned by I don't know if it was NASA or not, but I saw some of them were canceled due to clouds, and I was like, darn. But I was able to see it last night, and it was really pretty. I can say it was not bright pink, which I wasn't expecting it to be bright pink. But I think in my brain I was like, oh yeah, I can see just a little bit of pink, maybe,
No,
because
no pink. No, that the strawberry moon name just comes from the moon in this month.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, yeah, it happens.
I was trying to convince myself that I definitely saw pink, but
I
I
mean,
don't think I
it
could.
can look, if it's like when it's just rising close to the horizon and you have like a lot of like smog or like appear from wildfires and stuff, a lot of smoke,
Hmm.
you can get kind of a pinkish, reddish moon.
I
But
remember that from last summer when there were a lot of like northern Canadian fires. I do remember times where the moon did look like, I don't know if it was pink, but I remember there were some really weird colors and times where the moon just looked really strange.
mhm. So that can definitely happen, but yeah, that's due to stuff in the atmosphere. Yeah. All right. Well, looks like we don't have any more questions. We'll do one last call for some questions. Um, and we will tell you what's coming up at the planetarium this week. Where's my button? There's my button. So for our in-person shows this weekend, Friday is Journey Through the Solar System, and then our Saturday shows, which have been the same, they're the same all through June. We have our children's show is In My Backyard, and our general public show is Out There, The Quest for Extrasolar Worlds. And then next week for our live stream, we'll be talking all about the Northern Lights, which seems to be some pretty good timing there on my part. And we do have information for the Dark Sky Caravan finalized. There will be events and information posted tomorrow with all of that, so be on the lookout for that. I'm very excited to have that finalized and ready to go. Yeah. Have you observed the morning planet parade? I have not, because I do not get up early. I guess I could stay up. I've been going to bed at like 4 a.m. lately. I could just stay up a little bit longer and try and go out and see them.
I could never.
Astronomy is very fit. I am very much a night owl, and without regular classes to teach, I'm only doing like an online class this summer. Yeah, I have fully reverted to my night owl status and have been going to bed at like 3 or 4 a.m. because that's who I am.
I love stargazing in the summer. It's so bad with the mosquitoes this year. It's like I feel like I step outside and it's like if I'm going out with my telescope, I have to just accept the fact that I'm going to like have 30 mosquito bites the following morning. So it's kind of a trade-off. Like winter it's cold and then summer there's bugs. So to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, and that's, I want to say, like, the biggest downside to the Dark Sky Caravan is by the end of the week, we are just covered.
Covered in bug bites. Yeah.
Yeah.
This year it's just so bad because of the rain and
Yeah.
like the humidity was just so awful yesterday. And I was like, great, it's just going to be awesome this weekend. It's like Minnesota's like so hot and there's going to be a ton of mosquitoes and like,
Yeah, it is the only part that I do not like, but everything else is great. So, yeah, we'll be posting our dates and locations for that tomorrow. So I'm excited for. Been working hard on it. It's gonna be a good event. Hi, Nova. Nova wants up on my desk, which means it's probably time for me to wrap this up. Yes, ma'am. I will just be patient. So, all right, we will wrap this up here. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. We hope that we were able to answer your questions. And if you end up thinking of some questions afterwards, we do this every month. So you can come back next month and ask us those questions. All right. Nova's distracting me. I'm going to go now. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We hope to see you in the future, either in the planetarium or on another live stream. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you later. Bye, everyone.